Okay, awesome. Can y'all see me on here? Okay, my computer's showing something weird. I don't know what it's showing. So strange. Anyways, okay, guys, I'm super, super, super excited about this Zoom. I'm super, like I said, excited. I see lots of new faces on here and faces I haven't seen in a long time. And that just shows me that y'all are excited and that I believe your commitment is here. And so, let's see, goodness, we had an amazing time in Hawaii. We're all still a little jet lagged, especially those that, like Jenny just got home, I don't even know, like Saturday or Sunday. I'm looking at her, I see her, but jet lag is for real. That's the truth. But anyways, we just wanted to hop on and share some things that we took away from Hawaii. And I actually have asked, we have 4 of our Jewels that are going to share a little bit about their story to Jewel and what their takeaways were from Hawaii. So just so y'all know, we have over 50 Jewels on this team. 50 Jewels that came from different walks of life, that have come from different states, come from different uplines. Some may have working uplines. Some may have uplines that are just in it for the wholesale, or maybe aren't really active. And so everybody's story is so different. And what I want you to know as you're listening to all these great ladies, that you can do this. Everybody on this Zoom is capable of doing this. It has to be your decision to do this, though. We can want it for you so bad, because y'all, we want it for you so bad. But it has to be your commitment, and it has to be your decision, and it has to be your time to go all in. And so everyone is capable of this. Absolutely 1,000,000%. But you have to make that choice, and you have to do what it takes. And so I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to talk at the end today, because I know a couple of our, and I may talk kind of in the middle. It just kind of depends. We have 2 that are popping in and out for different things, but they wanted to be on. And so just time zone differences got us a little bit today. But I'm going to go ahead. Sabrina, are you on here? My computer is not showing people right on here. So Sabrina, are you on? I think you are.
I'm on. I literally just.
There she is. She's in the car. I'm going to go ahead and let you, because I know you have to get into a meeting. So I'm going to go ahead and let you start. And I'm going to unmute, but you go ahead and talk for a little bit.
Okay. So my name is Sabrina Ingram. Are we good? Hold up.
You're good. I could hear you, Sabrina. Beth, you're muted.
Yeah, I was going to say Beth's mouse was moving, but that was it.
Sorry, I muted myself. You're good. Go ahead. Technical difficulties on a crazy brain right now.
I thought you put your finger up like, wait, stop. So I was like,
oh no, you're good. Yeah, you're unmuted now. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. I'm going to talk super fast because I literally have to pee my pants. Like, I did not stop on the way down here to Phoenix, and it took me like 3 hours to get down here. And I'm like, I have to pee. I have to get out of the car.
And so she's pregnant. So there's that.
Okay. And he's like something on my bladder or something. Anyways, so I literally had a dream the other night, Beth, after you had asked for several of us to share our stories, that I jumped on here and shared. And I am like very hardcore red personality. So I'm like very tough love, no fluff, don't beat around the bush. And I totally like picture myself like jumping on here and like just sort of like telling the way it is. And Beth afterwards messaged me and she was like, oh, like you should have toned it down a little bit. So I was like so worried. I prayed on the way down here for like 3 hours, and I'm like, okay, God, give me the right words to share.
Wait, come out. You have to introduce yourself. You tell us who you are and where you live and all that jazz.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, you're good. Sorry. You're good. And you're gonna be great. I won't be mean, I promise.
You're good. You're good. You could just do that. Sabrina Ingram, and we moved from California in December to Paulden, Arizona. So this little like rinky-dink I don't want to call it hillbilly town, but we're sort of out in the boondocks in the middle of nowhere. So it's super cool because we are like usually 2.5 hours today, like 3 hours from corporate. So we're close enough down here. This is what I'm actually down here for. We're getting ready to run into. This just shows the heart of Plexus right now. Corporate called the other day and we are running down to, or I just got here to St. Mary's Food Bank. We're going to go in and volunteer for the morning. So super amazing. So my journey started back in 2014, May of 2014. Started out as a crazy skeptical customer that was super mean to my family. Fell in love with the products after God beat me upside my head and told me to try it anyways. Fell in love with the products. And May 1st, I pressed join for wholesale prices, had zero intention of working the business, and literally got on like Google searched and tried to pull up dirt on Plexus to find out why I should not be doing this business, why my family got roped into like the scam, like why it was horrible. Couldn't find anything bad. Fell in love. Like I remember even like seeing like Al Charles like LinkedIn profile and like seeing what this whole thing was about. So I fell in love with it, decided then at that point that I was going to be all in with the business. I went from skeptic to believer like within minutes. Didn't have a lot of support as far as an actual like upline above me telling me what to do. And so this is where I'm going to jump on with like the tough love. The like every single person on this call right now, there is nothing different between any of us. God created us all with a purpose. And I truly believe that if you're on this call, you have a purpose to go out and to serve others and to take the why off of us and put it out there about others. One thing you might get confused with network marketing, so much is the fluff that's shown, right? It's the fancy cars and the fancy trips and everything else. And they don't show you the behind the scenes work. It's called network marketing, which means you have to get off your butt and dig in and do the things to make it work. My journey, it felt like it came, I don't want to say easy because this profession is not easy. It's just really flipping simple. Like we have 5 years ago when I joined, we didn't have all of the tools. Like we have so many tools that Plexus has put in front of us now. Send, share, and invite. You guys, literally, you're getting up every single morning and doing the same things over and over and over. Okay, I personally was able to quit my job within a couple months of starting this business. That's because I jumped in and did what I was supposed to do, what I needed to do, and I didn't have it figured out. So I failed multiple times over and over and over until I could figure out what it was that I was supposed to be doing. Every single morning, you should be getting up. This is where we can spend so much time on social media. Like I am the biggest fan of social media. I built my business right here on social media. But we can get up every single morning and we can scroll through Facebook and we can scroll through Instagram and we can say that we're working our business, yet we're super wasting time. So you have to be like, it doesn't matter how much time you have in your day to fit this in. One thing I'm going to say is if you're only willing to spend 30 minutes on your business a day, I personally don't believe that's going to get you to become a jewel. Like I don't. 30 minutes a day, like it's going to take a little bit more effort and time on your part to figure it out, whether that means getting up earlier in the morning, staying up later at night, like whatever that is to you, you have to decide, but you have to make that decision personally. So your why has to wake you up every single morning and you have to decide that I'm going to get up and do the things that it takes. Your daily IPA is non-negotiable. Like you can't decide that you're going to do it today and maybe tomorrow and then skip the next few days. And then, you know, you're going to become a jewel, right? Because you did your IPA. Consistency is key. I promise you every single day to jewel, I did my IPA. Still to this day. Like when we were in Maui, like this whole entire journey is about consistency. It goes back to that every single time. I don't think you will ever meet a jewel that says, like, I was able to work my business sometimes and make it there. Like there is no sometimes in this business. Like it takes you literally, what is your biggest excuse? Like, what are you telling yourself why you can't do this? You have to be able to like literally get rid of your excuses and dig in, draw your line in the sand. I hear that all the time, just draw your line in the sand, right? I think it's a phrase that's overused because so many people are like, my line's drawn in the sand. Like, is it really, or is it just words you're telling yourself? You're not really willing to do the things. This, again, like I said, this is not an easy business, but it's really flipping simple. You guys, it is so worth it. Like, so worth it. And it's not worth it because the trip to Maui was amazing. Like, the trips that they provide for us, right? It's the outsourced things that we're able to do. It's the time that we're able to spend with our family. It's the moments when something tragic happens in your family and you're able to be like, if I had a normal job, I couldn't go and just take a week off to run to the hospital and be with my family. But because of Plexus, I can. You have to be willing to sacrifice in the meantime. Like, give up things that are not growing your business, that are not growing you. Check who your circle of friends are. Like, if you're not surrounding yourself with people who are supporting you and cheering you on, just find a better circle of friends. Like, constantly be willing to grow. I just got off a podcast as I was driving down here. I'm constantly like learning more and trying to grow and better myself. And she said, if you're just willing to be 1% better each day, that's a big enough goal. Like, to get on and to message one more person that day and to come with 1% better of an approach to be able to talk to someone. Like, just be willing to grow by 1% every single day. So that should be like our like top-notch goal that we're going for. Like, just be better than yesterday. Beth, I don't even know how long I've talked, but I think
you're good. You're good. I love it. And I love, Sabrina, I love your story. So Sabrina is my level, I think she's my level 6 now. She was my level 7, or maybe you're my 7 and you were my level 8. I don't remember. I get it all mixed up. But Sabrina did what it took. And she reached out, at the very beginning and figured it out. And we have been friends since, and I have watched her team grow. I have watched her in the beginning. Her PV was like crazy, probably one of the highest in the company for a long time. But she didn't just stop at customers. She was also growing her team. And so she has worked super hard, and it's fun to see. And it's fun to see she's gotten married since she started, and they're going to have a baby, and she moved to Arizona. And so all these things, like, I didn't even know her. In fact, everyone that's speaking today, I did not know before Plexus. And so that's so fun. But will you tell me real quick, what was your favorite takeaway from Hawaii?
Yes. So my biggest takeaway that stuck with me the whole entire time, that Hawaii was not about us. Right? It was not about us laying on the beach and enjoying it. It was not about us being able to go out and go snorkeling or to sit around with our friends. The point of us being in Hawaii, like Alex said, was for us to be able to go home and to share that vision with our team. And again, this is where I say, like, all of the time, there is nothing special about me. Like, God created us all equally unique. Like, every single one of us has the talents and abilities to go out and do this. The only thing different between any of us are those ones who are going to make up their mind that they're going to go do it, or those that are going to allow their excuses to be bigger. Like, that's it. And I tell my team every single day, like, if I could do this for you, like, I would, because I want this so bad for everyone else. Like, worse for them than for myself. So, like, leaving Hawaii, I walked away with thinking, yeah, this trip was not about us. We worked our butts off to be there, right? Like, we all know that. We got there because our team has done amazing, incredible things and moved mountains. But I already told my team, I'm like, I'm not going back next year unless there's a whole heck of a lot more of us. Like, I refuse right now. Like, there better be more people on our team going back. So that was my biggest takeaway, that was not about us.
It will be. But you're right. You have to make the decision. And you can say, I'm drawing my line in the sand, but what does that mean?
Exactly.
Does it mean for the next week you're going to work hard, or does it mean for the next year you're going to be committed and do whatever it takes? And it's hard. I get it. Like, we were all busy. I get it. But you're absolutely correct. And we were told numerous times, and it's what they believe, and it's what we should believe, that it's not about us. It's about helping other people. It's about helping people get healthy. It's about helping people be able to buy groceries for their families. Like, right now, Plexus, that's why Sabrina's there right now, why she traveled 3 hours, is because Plexus knows it's not about us, and they're helping at a food bank. It's a corporate thing that they're doing right now. Corporate knows it's not about them. It's about how we were here we're here on this earth to serve others. And what an amazing opportunity we have with this company to serve others and to help in so many different ways. Yes, it's a great business. It is a business, and we have to remember that too. But it's a business that it's not about us. And so that's awesome. So thank you. I know you need to run. Thank you so much for hopping on. I really, really, really appreciate you.
Okay. Love you. See you guys.
All right. Next we have my sweet friend, Kate Brooks. Did I unmute you? Yeah, there she is. And Kate is like one of the coolest people I know. Kate, I think now is my level 11, 12, sure, 11 or 12. Throw it in there somewhere. But she is a for real rancher, and I think that's the coolest thing ever. So anyways, so I'm gonna let her talk and share a little about her journey, her thoughts on Hawaii, and just anything that she wants to let us know.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Beth. You guys get me in my workout post dropping off kids glory. But this is typically how I look every single day. So like Sabrina said, when she says that we're not special, we're not special. I wear makeup maybe like once or twice a week, maybe. And there are times when it's once or twice a month. You don't have to be all done up, all put together. Just be you. Always remember that. But my name is Kate Brooks. I live in Farmington, California, in a little small rural farming town. It is smaller than the town I grew up in, which is saying a lot because the town I grew up in had like 240 people. But I am married to my college sweetheart. We have 2 girls, 9 and 6. And like Beth said, I love everything ranching. So I grew up on a cattle ranch. My dad's a 2nd-generation cattle rancher in a small town in Calaveras County. And that really was part of my why. Was I wanted to be able to do the things that I loved without having to clock in to a job. So I started Plexus originally as a customer in November of 2014. It wasn't a cold message that got me. It was a Facebook post, and it was my friend being real and raw and honest. And she posted a picture of 3 different pant sizes of what she was, and then what she had been and what she was now. And that's all I needed. So while a lot of people nowadays don't join for weight loss, there are still those people where weight loss is going to be their number 1 goal. So mix up your posting. Don't always post the same exact things, and tell stories. Make sure you're always telling your story, because facts tell, but stories sell, and people want to hear the real you and what brought you into Plexus. January 1st, 2015, I clicked the join button, and it was more of my friend Kristen telling me that I needed to do this for me, and that she believed that if I actually was going to put my Social Security on something, that I might take this more serious and I might take the products. I trusted her, and that is one of the reasons why I pressed join, but I did not want the business at all. When people talk about busy, I want to laugh in their face, because we are as busy as we want to be. I now don't say busy, I say intentionally full, because my life is intentionally full. 99.9% of the things that I choose to do are things that I choose to do, things that make me happy and make me a better mom, wife, person. So we are as busy as we want to be. All you have to do is get a bigger plate. And excuses, we all have them. But I was up at 5 o'clock this morning so that I could work before school and drop off and work out, because I knew today was going to be busy. It's if we want it, and if we want it, nothing is going to get in our way. And so I did not want the business because I thought I was too busy. And now looking back on that, I laugh. Personal growth has been a huge thing for me the last almost 5 years. I'm a completely different person now than I was before. I got very lucky, and I got a runner underneath me. And while that does not happen to a lot of people, it was kind of a blessing, but it was a curse for me as well. So I had to learn how to be a leader. I had to grow my outside leg, which if you have a runner underneath you, it can kind of hinder you, because I was always comparing myself to what my level 1 was doing. I was always comparing myself when she was outranking me. I was comparing myself when she was doing the Zooms and the team leadership, because I, again, did not want this. She wanted it. And what the biggest transition for me to know that I finally could do it was the stopping of the comparison game. She was no better than I was. I just needed to tell myself that I could do it too. And she helped push me, but it was honestly my mindset that changed, and me knowing that she was nothing special. Like Sabrina said, God made us all the same, and I could do it if she could do it. And once that mindset shift changed for me and the light bulb went off, there was absolutely no stopping me. This is the best business that I've ever ran. I've been able to quit my job. I still work per diem because I do love what I do. And so when there's a sick call or someone needs to go on vacation, I will go in and help them. But I get to be a stay-at-home mom now, work-at-home mom, and I get to go and help my family on the cattle ranch. I'm leaving Monday all next week to bring our cows out of the mountains. I'm taking my oldest daughter, 9. It's the first time. We're pulling her out of school. She's doing independent study. And that is my why now, is to give my kids the life that I had growing up. Give them the opportunity to have hard work, have dedication, have consistency, and know that if you want something, you have to work hard for it. Because I honestly believe that I am who I am because of the way I was raised. And so I am doing everything to implement that to my children as well. And being in Hawaii and seeing that, like my favorite, there was a couple takeaways, but the culture and the love and the family atmosphere that is there, it is unbelievable. You guys, I was out on the beach walking with 2 of my friends, and Charles was there with his son and his wife, and he saw us jumping and taking pictures, and he walked over to us and took the time, about 20 minutes away from his family, to talk to us, to ask us what they could do better, to tell us that we are in the right place, that big things are coming, and just to be open and honest with this relationship and to share. Like, we can do this, but to know the family that is behind it and the culture that's behind it, it is something that I am proud of. It is something that my girls are proud of for me to be a part of, and something that I want them to see that, it's not just a 9-to-5 job to where I'm getting a, $25 Save Mart card for my job for Christmas. It's the prizes, it's the gifts, it's the love that they give and the outpouring support. They truly have our backs, and they want all of us to succeed 100%. And so that, having that talk on the beach with him just like solidified that we are 100% in the right company, and we are still ground floor, 100%. We are still ground floor. We're just opening up Australia, Canada, Mexico, like, things are big and things are happening. So he really just dove that into my brain even more, even though I already have the belief, but now I just want everybody to realize what they can do as well.
Thank you so much. And it's so true. I think we talk about this being a family a lot, but it really is. And one thing that I do appreciate, like you said, Taro was there with his son, John, and his wife, Krista. Alec was there with his boys. I mean, his boys are grown. The youngest is a senior in high school this year, and one of them is actually on his mission right now, but the rest of them were there, and they were in the front row watching and listening, and it is a huge family, and they mean it. Like, they love family. This is a family for sure. And so I think that always speaks huge volumes. I remember I was walking into one of the meetings, and John, Charles' little boy, is 4 years old, and I got to talk to him, and I was like, "How are you?" And he was like, "How are you today?" It was so cute, but it's just so neat to get to know, where our company does come from, and they truly do mean what they say. They mean family first. Mm-hmm. They really do. I don't know too many companies whose executives bring their entire families and let them be a part of all of it all the time, and let your family be a part of it all the time. I know there's lots of work trips that I had been on before that my family never got to go. And so they truly, truly know this is a family business, and they truly, truly know that it's family first also. So, okay. Thank you, Kate. You did amazing. Are you the one that said this was out of your comfort zone? Did you say that? Oh my gosh, she did so good. See, we get scared to do stuff too all the time. She did. She was like, "This is so out of my comfort zone." And I was like, "No, it's not. You did amazing."
My team knows I don't like public speaking. I have sweaty armpits right now. It's not who I am. I just want to crawl. Like, I could crawl underneath the desk and talk, and that'd be fine. But it's like the whole seeing me and having to be on a platform like this. But my team knows, and they love me for how quirky I am, and that, yeah. So it works.
Well, that's huge growth too. That was one of my biggest things too. Sabrina remembers The first time I did a live on my team page, I was actually in Hawaii. And she was like, I remember that being like one of your biggest fears at the time. And, you know, it's stepping out of our comfort zone, and all of us struggle with different things. And so, but you did amazing. And I know that you spoke to so many people. So thank you so much. Okay. Next up, we have Stephanie Erskine. Let me see where she is. I know she's on here. I've seen her, but I have it different now. There she is. Hey, Stephanie, are you on?
Hey.
Okay, so I have to tell you all the coolest thing about Stephanie's story just recently. Stephanie has lots of cool things, but Stephanie got to take her parents to Hawaii. And what number anniversary was it for them this year? Wasn't it an anniversary, or did you just get to take them? I can't remember.
I mean, it was anniversary, but it was mainly just because it's been a lifelong dream of my dad's. So
yeah. Isn't that
45th.
cool? I think that's so cool that was yeah, she got to make that dream come true. And I remember her telling me that. And I mean, guys, that's so super special. I really, really believe so. There was somebody else that did that, and theirs was, I think, maybe like their 50th anniversary or something. And so that's why I couldn't remember which one was, if it was an anniversary or just getting to do that. So, I mean, how cool is that, right? I know that was so special for you. Amazing. So yeah. Stephanie, I believe, I get all the numbers mixed up. She's like my level, maybe 5, 6, 5, maybe 4.
I think 4, maybe.
I don't know. She's there. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I love all of these people, and it's so fun to become friends with everyone. I just like to kind of sit, like know where everybody is, and coming from all the different legs that we have. So anyways, take it away. Thank you, Stephanie.
Okay. Thanks, Beth. So yeah, like right before I introduced myself, I got to take my parents to Hawaii this year, which made it extra special because my dad, they aren't very well financially, so this was like a dream that you've always had, but you never know that you would actually get to do. So my dad has lived on YouTube, like kind of vicariously living through other people watching their vacations on YouTube and just kind of enjoying it that way. And so like, it was amazing. Yeah, makes me tear up. So, it was just awesome, but it's neat. Also, this was my 4th year to Hawaii, which is amazing and unbelievable in itself, but seeing it through their eyes, like just seeing people like in random when you get to the resort and they're like, wow, this must be like a family reunion to you. And I'd never thought of it that way, but it totally is. Like it's very intimate. Like, convention, leaders retreat, those are all awesome. But there's something about Hawaii because it's a smaller group of people that you really get to know and love. And like the girls have said, you get to see the heart of the company in these other events, but you really see it firsthand in Hawaii, which is amazing, which just makes you love the integrity and morals and just the heart of our company even more. So it was neat. My parents saw that, but they also said that part of what made the trip even more amazing than already just being in Hawaii was just that the Plexus people were so grateful. They're just like that, because they stayed an extra day later when a lot of us had already left. And they were like, it was a completely different feel than when all the Plexus people were there, because they were all just very sweet and you could just tell their hearts were just grateful. There was a difference. So that was really neat to hear. But I'm Stephanie Erskine. My journey started in January of 2014. And again, I saw my friend Jana posting on Facebook. It was weight loss because that's what I wanted. And that's what I just joined. My parents actually bought my membership for me as an early birthday present. And I had told my husband, and I said, hey, I'm going to have to cover like full price, our products for the first couple months until hopefully I can get a couple friends to try it with me. And I'm the type of person, I'm more of a yellow personality. And I'm more of an introvert. And I make excuses. Like, yeah, I'm a queen at excuses. But I think a lot of us use our personalities more than anything as our excuse, our biggest excuse. And when we're each made different, like was said before, you know, like the body of Christ in the Bible, it even says, you know, we're the branches. We each have a different, you know, thing that we do, different gifts that we do. Well, that's the same in life. And the people that we reach out to, there's nobody else better to reach out to them than you. Even though you might look at somebody like they're better, you're the right person to reach out to them. And we just have to remember that. But, sorry, I get on little rabbit trails. But anyway, I got in the business. My first month, shocking to me, was my products were paid for. And I have never had to pay for my products since. And I have tried network marketing before, and it was a complete and utter failure. Like, I had one customer and I gave them my price because I felt bad. Like, I was terrible. So about a month later, I got my cousin to join me, which is amazing. And we kind of used it as kind of running partners, yet a friendly competition a little bit, which helped me. She is more of a red blue, and I mean, she is a go-getter driven person. We are completely opposite in that. But you know, the Lord puts these people in our path for a reason. And no, it has not always been easy, but you know, she outranked me. She turned Emerald a whole year before I did. And that hurts the pride big time. But it was a blessing in itself too, because I'm the type of person that I think needed that for motivation and to really look at myself and what I wasn't doing and what I should be doing more of. So it put me more outside my comfort zone, because you know what, if I really wanted to do it, I had to start doing more that made me uncomfortable. And that's speaking in front of a lot of people. That's putting myself out there. Having more meetings, which she is a meeting queen, and she still is to this day. But you find your own little niche of what works for you. Like, what works for her is different locations. I tried having meetings at a hotel, and we do still have it once in a while. I never have a good turnout in my little area I live in. My best, not luck, but turnouts are when I have it at my house, or if I have it at somebody else's house. So you just kind of have to work and play with it and see what works best for you and what works best for the area you live in. And also, it's more comfortable for me. I feel more laid back at my home or at somebody's home. So that might be part of it too. But one of the things in Hawaii that they talked about was, you know, we show that it's possible, right? All of us being in Hawaii show that it's possible. And it got me thinking, you know, when my sponsor showed me a picture of her Lexus, which I'm a total car girl, so that really spoke to me. And when she showed that to me of hers, it was like something changed in me, something shifted my belief. I started having belief, I guess I should say, that, you know what, I can do this. And then when my cousin turned Emerald, yeah, they're just proving to me that it's possible. And it is for each and every one of us. If you look at the diamond documentaries, and even just any of the emeralds, it doesn't even have to be diamonds. They're all proof that it's possible for anybody, any walk of life, any personality, anybody, any one of us can do it if we want it bad enough. And if we believe it, and that comes down to belief, because that's what's going to push you and motivate you and do it. And that's when also in Hawaii, what the other girls had said was, it isn't about you. And yes, it starts out about us when we first hit join. Yeah, it is for us. It's to help us. But then it becomes more than that, which is amazing. And it is for others. It is for serving others. And there's a verse that I've had in front of me more lately, and that I'm going to look at every day, because it helps me believe, and it helps me be brave and have more courage, because I take myself out of the equation. And it's Colossians 3:23. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart as working for the Lord. It's not about me. It's about glorifying Him. And we glorify Him by serving others. And so that just makes it easier. That is my why. That is my dream. It's taken me a while to really find that. Because yes, my family is my why, but there's a much deeper dream inside of each one of us that God puts inside of us. And for me, I've found that. And it is serving others and glorifying Him, because Plexus is a vehicle that helps, at least, for me with my faith. And it's been a vehicle to reach more people that I would have never reached before. Just like all these people, just like Beth, and my upline, other ones of my upline and my team, a lot of my teammates, I would never know if it weren't for Plexus. And I am so blessed daily by them. So anyway, I had all kinds of stuff to share, but I think my time is up. So,
okay, seriously, like, I'm not even kidding. I'm like on the verge of tears, chills everywhere, like just thankfulness. I mean, just sitting here listening, thankful for the friendships that I've made through this, y'all. I mean, the families that I've gotten to meet, all these people's families, and just thankfulness that we've been placed on this journey. I mean, seriously, because it's a really cool journey. And just seeing how we are all so completely different, but we've all made the decision that we're going to help change lives and that we're going to make a difference. And is it going to be easy every single day? Absolutely not. But I know, and I can look at every single person that spoke so far of a time that in the past year or two that they've needed to take a step and say, I've got to be with my family right now. And because of Plexus, I can do that. And Sabrina was talking about, you never know what's going to happen and what you're going to need to do. And you're here for a reason. And God has given you this for a reason. And that verse, so our boys both play football, and in middle school, they really, 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 they do it for both, but in middle school, it's more family oriented, do discipleship with the football team. And the other day, the kids had to come home and ask us our favorite verse and why it was our favorite verse. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to have it all ready to go. And, I have so many, but I really, really, really wanted to think about it. And I was like, I have it all ready to go. Got it printed, had it on my phone, a picture all pretty and everything. You can find the graphics for it. And so Jake came home and I was like, okay, we got to do your Bible verse thing. He's like, I'm going to ask Dad. And I was like, oh my gosh. But anyways, it was that verse. But it's so true, because no matter what you're doing in life, do it. If it's I tell my kids all the time, we'll see people doing hard jobs that are labor intensive and may not be the prettiest jobs. And I'm like, but they have a smile on their face and they have joy. And whatever you're going to do, whatever you have to do, even if it's yucky and ugly and whatever, do it for God and put a smile on your face and be joyful while doing it. I mean, a million %. But that literally is the verse that I wanted to share with him, because there's so many amazing verses, but I think that is so important. And guys, even when you feel stuck and you feel discouraged and you feel like, oh my gosh, you're not doing it for you. You're doing it for other people. And it's been given to you. You've been placed on this journey for you and for a very specific reason. And you don't know what person's life you're going to change, but I promise you're going to change somebody's life. I promise you. And that is why you were placed here. You may have no idea. You may have just joined. You may have never signed an ambassador. You may think this is crazy, but I promise you, by serving others, by taking care of others, you're going to touch somebody's life, right? And I think that's what it's all about. And we heard it. How many times did we hear about it in Hawaii? It's about others, guys. And so I don't know. Anyways, sorry, I totally went on a rampage and didn't mean to, and I didn't mean to. But seriously, I've been sitting here listening to you, Stephanie, tearing up, have chills everywhere, and just thankfulness is just amazing. And thank you. Yes, I'm yellow. I couldn't used to do these things at all. I get up here and look crazy and talk and say y'all and go on rabbit trails all the time, but it is who I am. And so thank you for doing that. Okay, so we have one more guest speaker, and then I keep writing notes, y'all, because there's so much goodness from all of it. I think this might be my favorite Zoom of all time, seriously. Okay, so our next speaker is Kate Tenpenny, and Kate is a sweet friend of mine who I again did not know before Plexus. She is my level 5, I think, right, Kate? I think that's right. And she is a mama of 4, and we've gotten to see her have a baby whenever she, throughout this journey, and just seen her grow. We got to hang out with her husband this time in Hawaii and spend some time with him and get to know him, and it was just a great time. So anyways, Kate, I'm going to let you take it away.
Awesome. So yes, I believe I am your level 5. Sometimes I don't feel that way, but I am. Just parked my car. I just got done at my children's school. One of the many reasons that I love this opportunity is I'm able to be a stay-at-home mom and put that as a first priority for me. So I actually started Plexus about 5 years ago. And I signed up under a girl I grew up with. And I hadn't spoken to her in, gosh, I don't know, 15 years, 14 years. But I knew her character and I trusted her. I was delivering my 3rd child, like legitimately in labor, when I saw her post about Plexus. And she was posting primarily about the weight loss. At that time, that was one of my issues. I have a diagnosis of Hashimoto's, and I struggled with many different things, including chronic fatigue, inflammation, insomnia, cystic acne, depression, anxiety, you name it. I was miserable. I definitely was not the mom that I wanted to be. But like I said, one of the things I wanted to do was lose weight, and I was unable to do that despite diet and exercise. So a very, very long story short with regards to my health journey, I was able to get off of 7 different medications, lose 50 pounds, and finally be the active mom that I want to be. But before all that happened, because it doesn't happen overnight, I have to say that I did not join for the opportunity. I joined because I wanted to see if I could lose weight. And the first things that I noticed were an improvement in my sleep and also a lift in my mood. My husband noticed as well. I was staying at home at that point. I'm a psychotherapist by trade and tried to go back to work after my first son, but it just didn't really work out. My husband's family owns furniture stores, and he was actively working for the furniture stores. So we did well. We had to, watch our spending, but it was fine for me to be staying at home. And I had no intention of sharing this opportunity. Like I said, I'm a social worker, psychotherapist. There's no way that I could be a salesperson, right, or be successful with regards to this opportunity. But as my health started to change, I really felt a tug on my heartstrings because I love to help people, that if I could change the life of one other mom who was struggling with all of the things that I was struggling with, then it's worth it. And I had friends that I knew were struggling. And it's just in my nature to share with them what's working for me. And that's exactly what I did. When I started to share, people started to hop on board. I didn't really know what I was doing. A thing that's a little different about my journey, I didn't hear everybody else speak, but my sponsor is not as active in the business, which is totally fine. I absolutely adore her and love her heart. But I had to really dig deep and try to find my leadership legs and skills. And I will tell you that our company has all of that in place for us. I simply plugged into the videos and the trainings from people like Beth and Celeste and Brooke Hemingway. Sarah Marble was very influential early on in my business, Melissa Eichenhorst. And just did what they were doing. They were successful, so they obviously knew what to do. I have to say that my success probably lies within consistency. There has never been a day in the last 5 years that I have not worked my business. I will tell you, some days are 5 minutes, some days are 8 hours, but there hasn't been a day that I haven't shared, that I haven't grown. That's been a huge thing. I can definitely see a parallel between the growth in my business and my personal growth. And when I hit a road bump, if you will, and there's lots of those, so be prepared. It's going to happen to everybody and it's okay. It's usually because I need to grow in some area, whether that's pushing past a fear, whether that's getting out of management mode, whether that's maybe realigning my priorities, or learning a new skill with what we do. I mean, this is a profession, and you can learn these skills. That's what I had to do. And so for me, I feel like perhaps I could have gotten further quicker, but I really feel that it's developed me into a strong leader because I've had to kind of navigate the waters on my own. I have been very blessed, and some of the people are on this call, to have amazing sideline relationships. I encourage you guys to find a sideline to work with, to run with, to lift each other up. The friendships that I've made throughout this journey have been just the biggest blessing through all this. So I encourage you guys to really dig deep and to know that people are going to tell you no. People are going to make fun of you. People are going to think what you're doing is absolutely crazy. But if you hold deep and you hold on to your truth, which is your transformed health, the lives you're changing, that's what pulls you through. That's what the fire that like makes me every single day want to reach out to somebody new, want to follow up with somebody. Make it fun. You know, Beth alluded to that. I'm a strong red. So I have to remind myself that this is fun. Like I need to make it fun. You know, it's just not reach my goals, but make it fun and make it fun for other people, and to understand that everybody has a different personality and a different piece to bring to the puzzle. I will also tell you guys that I've been to Maui twice, and I've been in Emerald for 3 years. So that means 1 year I didn't go because I didn't qualify, and I could have just given up. The people that got me to Emerald the first time were not the same people that helped me get to Emerald the second time. You are not, your worth is not based on your points. And I have to tell myself this too, but it's not. So just keep going. There's ebbs and there's flows, but the main point is just to find those people that you can run with, grow with, empower, and just kind of do this opportunity with. That's really what has worked best for me. So if I could give anybody any tips, it's just not to give up. When you hit a roadblock, look for what might be causing that. Use the power of prayer, use your sideline relationships, and really dig deep. The more you grow, the more your business will grow. And there's so many people that need what we have, not only the health transformations, but also this opportunity. One of the things I'll mention before I stop, because I'm probably over my time, is throughout my journey, my husband's family lost his furniture stores. And I don't know what we would have done if I didn't have Plexus, right? Because my income floated our family of 6. Beth mentioned I had another baby. I did, a Plexus baby, and she is adorable, but a spitfire. We're not going to blame Plexus on that. But she is a huge blessing, but that is a more of a responsibility financially. And so to be able to hold our family while my husband found another job that was good for him and a fit that was good for him felt really good, guys, really good. So just know that you're capable, that you're able, and that you can be in Kona next year. I'm super excited about that, and just kind of linking arms with my teammates who are ready to do the same. No.
Okay, seriously?
I have no idea.
I muted the wrong person. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Like I said, my God, like seriously, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. And like I got tears again, like her story. She needed Plexus, and she didn't even know she needed Plexus, right? She just wanted to lose some weight to begin with. And I want y'all to hear that almost every one of these ladies has said they weren't going to work this business, right? It's so cool, literally, to watch people grow and people figure it out. Kate, at the very beginning, when I first started talking with Kate, Like she set these goals, y'all. Like seriously, I used this example multiple times. She had this poster board, and I don't remember what it was for. I don't remember, like it was not to go gold, it was something else. But like she literally had a poster board.
It was emerald.
It was emerald. Okay.
It was to go emerald. Yeah.
But it had like
Go ahead.
sticky notes, right?
Yep.
And it was
I saw a training. I don't know who it was. Somebody was talking about that it took her 40 level 1s to go emerald. So I put 40 sticky notes on a poster board, and every time I signed up an ambassador, I would put their name on it, and then I would, make a plan to help them go silver. And let me tell you, when I hit 40, I wasn't emerald, but I was close.
She did. It was a visual, and it was like the coolest thing. Like I had never seen it. And she's like, "Look, I have this poster board, and it had a sticky." And she would write the name, and then when she got the front, it flipped over, and it had the stickies. It was a visual. We talk about visuals all the time, but it's something she could see that she was like, "This is what I'm going to do." That stuck out to me. But just seeing how you've grown, and like, I don't know. I'm so proud of you, and I'm thankful we got to spend time together last week. So
yeah, me too.
Okay. Me too. So I have a few things, a whole lot of things, and we're running out of time, but I do want to go over them quickly. I want to go ahead and make sure that we know what is going on right now, but then I want to talk about a few steps of how we're going to go emerald, how you're going to go emerald, some things that we have to do. So first of all, right now, free codes until tomorrow, the 25th. There's the codes on my team page. I'm just going to go quickly because I want to get to the meat. Tomorrow night on our health and happiness page, we're actually having a live event. There's going to be 5 testimonies, plus Alicia and myself will be speaking shortly. It is an hour long from 8 to 9 Central Standard Time. Make sure you're on that page. The link is on my team page. Invite. All it's going to be literally are people giving their 10-minute testimonies. So be sure and invite people to that. That's on my team page. If you sorry, someone keeps on muting. Right, this month, if your subscription is set for $130, you get free shipping. So make sure your team knows about that. Okay, so I think that's all of that housekeeping stuff. Okay, so we're gonna talk. I'm gonna try to go quickly because I want to get through this stuff. Okay, first of all, let's talk about
Washington County.
Let's talk about our why. Our why needs to be specific.
Buildings or not? They're in.
Hey Becky, you keep unmuting. I don't know if you know that you're doing that or not. But your why, make it specific. It can't just be I want to help people. It can't just be I want to help my family. Think about what this is going to do. How is it tangible? What is making $500 a month literally going to do for your family? How is that going to ease the stress of your family, right? Make it very specific. I want y'all all to message me your whys. I really do. What does it mean? Does it mean maybe it's not money? Maybe you just need some time freedom. Maybe you just want to travel with your family. Maybe you just need to
They said they're trained for October 1st.
stay for college. What is that why? What does it look like? Please message me. I want to know. That fuels me because, like we said, this is not just about, it's not about us. It's about others. And I want to help you. So make sure that you know what that why is. Make it specific. And it's going to change. Mine has changed like 5 times since I started this business. Seriously. And it just keeps growing and growing. And so I want everyone after this call to message me your why. Okay. Second thing, we talked about this a little bit. You can want it, but you have to do it. And you have to be committed to doing it. You have to be committed on the hard days. You have to be committed when 5 of your people quit. You have to be committed when you just are tired. You have to be committed. It's going to take work. It is, I love what Sabrina said, it is network marketing. It is simple and you can do it when you need to do it, but you have to do it. You cannot post on Facebook once every 2 weeks. You cannot just post on Facebook. You better be posting on Facebook constantly, but you better be reaching out to people. That's the biggest thing, guys. You have to be reaching out to people and sharing. Are you scared to do that? I get it. It scares me sometimes too to reach out to people, 1,000,000%. But you have to do it, and you have to be consistent. You have to not let people say, I'm just wholesale. Every one of us said on this call today, said we're just going to be wholesale. None of us signed up for the business. But Celeste didn't leave it at that. She kept encouraging me and talking to me about it, right? Something switched. Something changed. You can't just sign somebody up and never talk to them again. You have to follow up. You have to be consistent. You have to have communication going on with your team at all times, even if they just want to be wholesale. Because what if in 2 years their husband's job goes away and they need this? What if this could change their story? What if, somebody needs to go work for their family for a little bit? What if somebody gets sick? What if, who knows? What if your kid's circumstances change and you need to end up changing schools and you have to pay for that? What if this could be that game changer? So don't, and I have this on another time, don't prejudge anybody. I hear it all the time. They would never do this because they have enough money. They would never do this because they're already healthy. They would never do this because. They would never do this, blah, 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 blah. Let me tell you a little secret. There's a lot of people putting a smile on their face and living their day-to-day life that is struggling so bad, but they don't want anybody to know it. I promise you, when Scott was in the mortgage industry and it crashed, not a single person knew that how broke we were, because I put a smile on my face and I acted like nothing was wrong, and I held that inside. So what if somebody that you think has all the money in the world or as healthy as can be just found out they have a health crisis, or just found out that their husband's job is going to go away in 2 months? You don't know, guys. People put on fronts because they don't want people to know that they're struggling, right? So what if? Don't prejudge anyone. Don't. What if somebody just needs it? Let's think about this. What if somebody out there in your friend circle or a connection just needs it because they need to be a part of something? Maybe they're lonely. Maybe they're struggling, or maybe they're about to go through something that they just need a circle of friends that are going to love them and pray for them and encourage them. And maybe we're their circle. Don't prejudge anyone, anybody out there that you want to, a potential, anybody on your team. Stop prejudging. Stop making the decision for them. I'm guilty of it. Totally guilty of it as well. But I'm also a prime example of it as well. Celeste had no idea what we were struggling with. Celeste had no idea that we were on financial aid at our school. Celeste had no idea how tired I was because of all the crazy things I was doing. But Celeste, because I had a smile on my face, she probably thought everything was great. People need this. People need community. People need you. And people need you to not prejudge them. Okay, that was a little bit tangent. Y'all know I'll get off on those. Growing your team. To get to Emerald, guys, it's teamwork. I am very aware and thankful for each and every single one of you. I know that I could not be a diamond if it wasn't because of y'all. I know that. It takes a team. That's just how this business works. If you look at any business, there's always people, people help each other. There's salespeople, there's managers, whatever. We aren't salespeople, manager type that way, but I know that I have to have y'all. I know that. It takes a team, right? So why am I saying this? Because so many times we're just signing people, and we can sign a whole lot of people, but we're not doing anything with those people. And so in order for you to continue to grow and continue to rank up, you have to get your team working. You can, you could sign 50 people, and if you don't do anything with that, you might hit a rank, but you might not ever go any farther than that. You have to get your team working. I think that goes back to let's not just sign people for contests, right? Maybe sign them for contests, but don't just let them don't just prejudge and say, oh, they just did that to help me, right? Do not just work for a contest. That is not what this is about. Yes, they are fun. Yes, they are exciting. Do not just work this to win little contests. That's not what this is about, guys. That's not going to get you anywhere. It's not going to be a legacy business. It's not going to help anybody, because a lot of times when you just sign people for contests, do you even check in with them? Or do you just think, oh, they were just helping me, so I don't need to follow up with them and make sure they like their products because they were doing all this stuff. Seriously. So yes, work towards contests. I am not saying that, but make it more than that. Push forward. Help them see this opportunity. Help them. It's all about helping others. Hey, Becky Young, you keep unmuting. Okay, setting goals. We kind of talked about that. Kate had a tangible goal. What is your goal for next month? When you send me your why, I want to know what your goal is. How many people are you going to sign? How many, on your IP, how many people are you going to reach out to every day? Make it visible to where you can check it off. Scott just changed his board. He needs to put it back, or maybe there's another one. We have boards everywhere. But he literally has boxes that he can mark off, and he has like, a million things going in his life. And so it's like plexus. How many I'm going to reach out to, how many ambassadors I'm going to get, how many customers I'm going to get. It's literally boxes to check off. I think that is a football play over there right now. But anyways, and then he has like his other business, like how many, what's he going to do for marketing? But he literally has it on the board where he can check it off. Guys, when you can check things off, you can see where you are and you kind of hold yourself accountable. If you need somebody to hold you accountable, message it to me. I'll hold you accountable. I'm not scared to hold you accountable. I'm not going to be, I'm not going to be ugly, but I do want to encourage you. So, okay. We talked about this staying in your lane. We talk about it all the time. And it was talked about today.
No.
Don't compare yourself to others. Do not compare yourself to what's going on. Don't compare yourself to how fast they're going. Don't compare yourself to if they won that prize. Maybe it can push you. Maybe it can make you a little competitive, like I'm going to do that too. But this is your journey. You don't know what their story is. You don't know anything. And everybody's journey is so completely different. So stop looking at everybody else. Focus on you. Stop thinking, oh, they can do it. I can't do it. Blah, 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 blah. Keep going. Keep going. I struggle with this. I talk about all the time, getting on that treadmill. I always look to either side. I do. It's my nature. What are they doing? I do. When people won prizes in Hawaii, I was like, oh, I didn't do what they did, right? This is your journey. I don't know what was going on in their life. I don't know what's going on in my life because it was a few months ago. I can't remember now. But it's different, right? We're all different. We've all been given the journey for us. And enjoy it. Work it, but enjoy it. Work, work, work. Work joyfully. That's another thing I have down, and I love that Stephanie had that Bible verse. Bethany Hamilton, if y'all don't know, have you ever seen Soul Surfer, the movie? Bethany Hamilton's the girl that when she was 13 literally got her arm bit off by a shark. Lost 60% of her blood and was out of the hospital in 6 days. But she was our speaker in Hawaii, and it was so cool. And do you know what she talked about? Like the entire time was where her joy came from. Do you know that 3 weeks after she got her arm bit off by a shark, she was back in the water surfing? Because she didn't let it stop her. She said that she knew that this was her story and that God had her. She knew that it was going to be okay because of her faith. Can you imagine being 13 years old and being brave enough to say, this is my story and it's going to be okay, and I find joy because my joy comes from God? Can you imagine? And 3 weeks later, getting back in that ocean. I was telling my boys that, and Jake was like, Mom, I don't know that I could have gotten back in the ocean 3 weeks later. When a shark bit my arm off, I'd be scared. But she wasn't. She wasn't. Kate, you want to say something? You can unmute and say something.
Yeah, I was just, because I had it on my notes to say and I forgot to say it, but when Bethany said that her fear of never surfing again outweighed her fear of sharks, like that just brought chills over my entire body, because how often are we're fearful of what will happen, but like she was so determined to not lose her identity of who she was. She loved surfing so much that it outweighed the fear of the shark bite that took her entire arm off. And if you haven't watched that movie, I highly recommend it. I watched it with my 9 and 6-year-old, and they loved it.
And she has a new one too. It's a documentary, but it's called Unstoppable. And I'm sure that she talks about it. I'm going to get that and watch that. But I don't know that it's out yet. It just left the movie theaters. But y'all, like, seriously, all she kept saying was that I knew it was going to be okay. My joy comes from the Lord. Like that was her whole purpose. And what she has done with that is that she started this organization, and she pours in to teenage girls who have, something wrong with one of their limbs. And she's like, this does not define you. Your joy comes from God. He made you perfectly. And she makes it, y'all, they had this, I cannot wait to watch this movie. They had this, they were talking about her organization, and there was a video about it. And she was like, I have girls that literally can't walk and never dream of surfing. And they showed literally a girl that could not walk on a surfboard with her dog pulling her up in the water, a dog pulling her up in the water. You can't be scared. You can't be scared. You can't be scared to ask. You can't be scared to say, hey, this could make a difference in your life. You can't be scared. You have to get over that fear and let it push you. Guys, I've done lots of scary things. Simple, stupid, silly things like doing a live on my team page. I'm super yellow, and I'm always scared I'm going to hurt somebody's feelings, or that I'm going to offend somebody by asking them if they want to do plexus, or that I'm going to say the wrong thing when I'm sharing their story, and they're going to think I'm judging them and think whatever. These are the battles that I have in my head. But I've also seen people on this Zoom right now whose lives have been changed in so many different ways. Everybody on the Zoom's life has been changed. Would y'all agree with that? In one way or another, everybody on the Zoom life has been changed. But I know there's people on this Zoom who've gone through stuff since they've started this plexus journey. And plexus is what's gotten it through. It may be financially. It may be health. It may just be that they just needed a friend, because we've made some really good friends in this business. But guys, we got to get past that fear, because there's somebody out there that needs this. You got to get past your fear. You have to be willing to grow. You have to. Are you scared to talk to your, your new ambassadors? Because what are they going to say? Because I was. I had a referral, guys, a couple months ago, and it ended up turning into 2 customers. And I was scared, but I reached out to one of them to actually about becoming an ambassador, because it makes sense. And it was scary. That's just this past week. It was scary. Things are not always easy. I don't know these people. It's scary. I asked my team to do things. I had to ask a few hard questions of some team members this week. Guys, that kills me, because I don't want anybody to think I'm judging or being mean. It's scary. It's hard for me. But if I stay scared and I sit where I am, I'm never going to grow, right? God made me unique. He made you unique, and he made you to help others. All of us, in whatever way it is. Is it a smile? Is it opening the door for somebody? Is it whatever? But we're here to help others, right? And so, anyways, I've gone off a whole lot of tangents. Okay, just a couple things. And I did post this on my team page while we were in Hawaii. Rebecca Folks and Kristen Abart did social media training, and it really was good. The recording is on my team page. I will post it again to make sure everybody sees it, but it's really good. It's probably about maybe 30 minutes, maybe. Make sure and watch that. It really has helped me. I will tell you this. I'm just going to put it out there. Instagram is a huge fear of mine. Huge fear. I do it for 3 days, and then I'm I'm out. I can't do this. It stresses me out. Huge fear. I'm working through that. That is something that I'm working on right now. And that's what they talk about. And they talk about the fear of Instagram in the social media training. So watch that. It was great. Another thing I wanted to talk about is that, guys, plexus is so different. I was actually talking to Genevieve. I'm sure lots of y'all have heard her training. She is an amazing, amazing trainer. She's one of the executives of corporate. And she's been at several different companies. On the corporate side. And so I asked her, and I was like, okay, because it was her first time in Hawaii. It was actually her first time ever in Hawaii. And I was like, so what do you think? And she's like, it's so different. And I was like, really? And she was like, plexus is so different. You hear it all the time. We say it. People in the field that have been at other network companies say it. It's so different. We are a part of something special. You've been placed in a special company. What are you going to do with it? Are you going to sit in fear? Are you going to sit there? Are you going to prejudge? Are you going to not be consistent? Are you going to move? Because I want you to move. I can't want it for you, though. You have to make the decision to move. So anyways, I think that's all I have. I can't even read my handwriting because I was writing so many different notes. Oh, I do want to talk about one more thing. Meetings. Sip and Seas. I love what Stephanie said. Find what works for you. I know her cousin Dawn does lots of hotel meetings. Nebraska hotel meetings work great. I personally, here in my home, love doing them at home. It like she said, it's more comfortable for me. That's a fear I've had to get over to because I'm going to Nebraska, not this Saturday, but the next, and I'll be in 2 different places. So if you're in Nebraska, I want to see you. That was a fear of speaking in front of people. The first time I went to Nebraska, I'm going to tell you the story and then I'm going to let y'all go. The first time I went to Nebraska to do a meeting, I had never met I'd never been to Nebraska. I'd never met anybody in Nebraska. And I actually have, I think, 5 different legs in Nebraska now. So crazy. But, and Nebraskans are some of my favorite people ever. They have become a family for me. So we are having this meeting at this college, and literally so many people came, y'all, to this meeting that we had to get a bigger room, right? I've never done a big meeting ever. I don't even know that I've really ever done a small meeting. And I'm standing up there with this huge PowerPoint, which I don't do PowerPoints at all anymore. And Jen Weiland's going to totally laugh at this if she's still on here. But y'all, I literally start blacking out in the meeting. Not even kidding. Getting up there, we're playing some video, and thankfully it was like long. Don't do all these long videos in PowerPoint. And literally my eyes start blacking out because I was so panicked and stressed out. And I look at Jen, and Kathleen was with me. I was like, okay, I'll be right back. I gotta go to the bathroom and I almost passed out because I was so nervous and so scared. But I did it, right? And I said, y'all, and I said, and I became friends with so many of those precious ladies there that night. But it's growth, and I was scared. So I'm just challenging you. Do these meetings. I don't care if no one shows up but your team or one person. You're getting people together, building culture, it's so fun. I just can't even build. That's my favorite thing, is going to these things, whether it be corporate things or little things, or here is loving and getting to know people and the culture. That's what's going to keep people 1,000,000% is being a part of this, right? So lots. I know we went over. I'm so sorry. Be committed to these meetings, 10:30 Central Time every Tuesday. I know every once in a while you can't, but if you will be committed, I promise you're going to grow because you're going to hear from some amazing speakers. So anyways, thank y'all. Message me your whys or anything else you want to message me. And thank y'all so much for being on. Bye, guys.